mini asitua me majiwe ya duwa me dia man me ya kwani ya ku
Sportsnite. I got a feeling. Of course, I get the feeling that tonight is really going to be a good night. Welcome to another great and exciting edition of Sportsnite. It's still Asempa Asempa 94.7 FM. So, and also go so atino. Within the Enoch, Kwesi, Walanyo, Wallace, a good year catch back the only nomenclature of the professor's degree in sports, the original Wallace, and a messing Kunya Equan, Quantum Crodin, Small and Saka, and then you mean so our Ghana Goodium Ebro. Shannon Smams away at the last edition of Sportsnite and the bro. Next Thursday, 29th of April 2020. And yes, Kunya de Sanchez on Cretan Saba na 7 p.m. and a schedule with Kesias Yamia 8:15 de near Krobia at the free hanum. As I say, Nkuma how do be so edit this program here, your best idea jow. Immortal Kwame Jacque Champon and a writer Fela Menyo and a face who be doing each ha. There's a Kobe the scavenger our hanum and a face so called Jackson Pulak ever ha and a face so kwakuchum and so air quesichum. No offer sepano into Yajuma, one Yisika na or the Abua Amaniama Etiaku ever hanum. In the preface of the show, na Quebec Santimantima Gudium and some Kika, not very commodity 10 ppm to go train, Senyama 8 to Tom de Beco, not very Sanema is your cost, but ne may say the crowd when he 8 Sanchima more special guest one ma, your baby Sebes and Komoka cra, and also 10 ppm our Ghana Football Association GFU for catching, yes, share a bridges of air loose and regulations are, and also your set the home if in Akachi, your resident name is your call, FIFA Sika and the team top say Bem, and I'm council de Eba and home some at the same, and you be a class in this canon, and as I say, Fino, me this canon, a question of frotum, now me permanent or a down penal, now Oma says Canadian Como, and the deba our Sanchez, Kunyamia, the home Shabitan Saba, and now Sarim video, number 12 video, it means out of them, the dada, where's the Mexico, my catcher that said President of the Ghana Football Association dada, real question to chief FIFA phone paying for transcendent Kasai, and Nikes no Kwasanku PM, or court of arbitration, Womuguso Ebesebes, one who said, you bet me them why a part 18 Saba, Nevia Simu, where's the name Asia Kosuna, says Supreme Court, 8 me Buaten, we are, Assembly my area with me first, as what the Bronzo in Tibra, Nian Casam Rufana, I was sending my Asia Cos with a case, no, or my Buasan, I'm a question that you crowd cast after CID phone paying for Gusoka, and they rest in the Mexico Assemblyman, and I fret said they were hearing himself can be as a seminal, obeying Saka, now can we idea and crown obey, else and I shall say coin, Yaduma, and also Baby Sibison, not very resting in AC El Coso, at 16 minutes after the hour of 7, my team at 10 town, and I'm decided to Christian Sabro, catch a bush for near the 4, say, well, I said, Transia, you didn't come with him, you went in, your man for Timin Cano, and the Yadi Ebana phones and the Mexico, and I think Yankan soon, Yakan Suka Crabino, yes, Sabi Domas to catch it, I'm also an Yama AC Air Cornum, but in the meantime, in between time, no, COVID-19 cases at 10 p.m. I will be a nano, a 3,278,233 and the 10 p.m. COVID-19. I didn't know how about so many mudu, and so we ain't no. Resident Chelsea qua, won't quite PM 232,006 and the 10 of them. Oma recover no, resident Chelsea Cosna 1,033,115 and also 18 of them. I was saying Chelsea call COVID-19. I didn't know America for still Umgusu di chat no Remudia, there's a Nipa Ewuno call a year 1,015,000 and a Nipa Ewuno new deaths are banano. We would for crab to Jano. Would dano 62,670 America a month for Wukeke. I was in the Asia course. Ye America, I'm not say God bless our homeland Ghana. Yes, God bless our homeland Ghana. But almost say in God we trust our America. Almost no West Night Chinese course at Zampa. Yadia Dukrun for America Kumana Ekukumo. A bitch as our mason the America do something. So you say West Night Asia course Nayana and Yamepe so the children to me. Ye Yame quite of us to the children to me this time. Ye Spain another second Italy for so UK, France, Nafe, Germany, Turkey, Russia, and Afen so qua Iran. China for a form yadia by a Western Chinese course or new deaths are by 71. Omujumedia, who for cry to our China, no my conform yadia by no new deaths PP. I will run here 71. China crowd will be we. China will be China will be wooder than a normal new case be my but Iran for a 71 and on there for my count 20 say ampa a radio melco nti everything I shall be see a coach media ye go so 80 mu my catch out that na my site inti match say o rest na Mexico so ya de ehu pa na no da na afin mate say Ghana phone pay focus researchers bi astarte I papa ni pa na so ma pa ni pa 2 almost share omo ani pa kwa na emu no niam a coronavirus coronavirus no eyewa etimi ese honum but am say sa research me the about dada from America for na chese west na chinese ko so a wagrawa okuma omrebo na afenso fence ne niam nipa kwa no niam ewo ma ebu ama utimi etumpon no yade no kwa hoato awi a osan ko fi no se enya nsunsan so a chese later no omso ebenya mo de osene Mexico se enya nika it won recovery rate e can't be e fan wa ho se oman for recover ntino ebia onya yare na onso betia san recover but o recover wi a yesi akira sem no west na Mexico so a ya bone bede and ye de ebra mo no hu se na Mexico so count of air cases per region wodo ani chirema na se greater Accra be bia ye te ha yi no 1795 nipa enya yade bi nkwan no oba Ashanti region 99 and 18 pm ho uko eastern region yediem eno so 70 and 18 pm central region 21 and still counting oti region voter region no so on say ayo oti region no almost ewo 19 cases almost start here no 9 say events voter am number 9 from 9 states 9 on afo mugina ho saa afide so move here no almost about 19 a che utimi senya nika and afi upper east region 19 and afi so voter region 16 and 18 pm northern region 13 upper west region 10 and afi western region 9 and afi northeast region A2 and a west north region A1 and afi savannah region and so ko ha omde omunya bie bono omunya bie and a half region omso nya bie and a bono east region also enya bie na menim se bia test cases in the bimpie mu se ne city a na me adoma me sure sempemfo e de ho komo bi na betian sa ba mrepam but 17 deaths wo makoma kudu enson 17 ana apm kofo a aka nchine gunkwan no emutu ni apapa o ma ye hwe se covid-19 na echewa yade ben ana timen sa chewa na mpemfo che se o mabusua fom ne o mo kasa ye che ansa na mo donate sa body si emfanye sa research e o se ne ma esi cause ba bia o mo san sankrata mpese me de me body ko ye isen that bia me kwa omo hwehwe me body me ya mam yesi no omo hwehwe bibia na omo fanya research en fa man crofo 212 recoveries and yetin senya ewo dwumedia Ghana yegusu ediemu na ma Canada say yema na Africanish approach no betia sanboa e ma niam etia kwedi man ye doctors ne nurses ne boa from the medical point of view kuma science some de adwuma pa ba de hwe nkofo ewo nnuru ankasa tete nnuru a che say won so de boa ma yade etia san kwe no aban ma san nkofo no so a little bit of opportunity no so for my dream check acquaintance sambra because nipa kwa ana egusu ekọ I think that ya puchino African way betia sanboa ma niam etia san kwedi man because some other countries okay can when chim a records nisi kwa some other countries are as ya de na dokun kofo no nyama e de ye de mom enim yom ye ya e de ma bedu san pempen so nyame adoma e de ho komo kakra betia san ba Ghana Football Association atro the right of 25,000 debt of Division 1 clubs and then komo dia by Ghana Football Association in a philanthropic style has cancelled the loans it offered to the 48th Division 1 clubs at the start of the league. The executive committee of the Ghana Football Association approved financial packages for clubs ahead of the start of 2019-2020 football season. The package was an advance to the clubs to help them prepare for the upcoming season and to be deducted from the sponsorship funds due. The clubs should the GFA secure sponsorship deal for the respective leagues. Each of the 48 Division 1 clubs was given 25,000 Ghana cedis, totaling 1.2 million cedis. And only Koma Abba. The gesture by the FA is seen as one that would relieve the clubs of their financial burden amidst the COVID-19 pandemic. We in Comodia Boys K the mom 2019-2020 and Sana Yebesha League Nasanom si we ebitian sabwa ema COVID-19 pandemic yetu asie. Ghana football Ghanaian clubs have complained of going through financial difficulties after the government suspended all sporting activities. The hopes of the clubs making some amount from the FIFA financial package, which is the 500,000 United States of American dollars, was dashed when the FA announced the FIFA packages for the FA operations. Winning Kuma and also HSMP more. Obama Kumasi Sanoko in fresh financial trouble. Player agent demand 50,000 in payments. And then Kumaba. play agent too. The financial tribulation of Kumasi Asante seem far from over as the club is set to enter into another round of payments to player agent for the transfer of its own former stars. And the reports indicate Yusuf Al-Hassan Chipsa, a club consort Africa, will be demanding from the club a sum of $59,000, which comprises of agency fee as broker of the Kwame Bonsu deal of 30,000 United States of American dollars. The report maintains that for spearheading the transfer of player Abdul Fattah Safui, Club Consort Africa is entitled to 29,000 United States of American dollars. Now, according to the report, Kumasi Asante has frozen these monies because the Kotoko club, Eklimu, Yusuf, and then Strike, the club's kids partners, have failed to pay them an amount due them for selling replica of the Strike jersey. The report further states that Yusuf Al-Hassan Chipsa and Kumasi Asante will be meeting in the coming days to discuss the possibilities of dealing with the financial crisis after Kotoko over the week paid $45,000 to Esperance of Tunis, and then FIFA Disciplinary Committee after FIFA found them guilty of the transfer of the player Emmanuel Clotti in 2015. Let me once again emphasize that Kotoko went to $281 when I'm for Kano. So $45,000 and I'm with was an Asia Koyumiti and then Koma and also 18 ppm Ewa and Commander Dawson, but Kofi Manu blue wonderful and so director our Diana Stars Bubu Kunim still. Only another backtrack come briefly now for her cinema course in the era of COVID-19. Caris in collaboration with Ghana Medical Association say Caris kills 99% of bacteria. Say yes to life. Dolaire yogurt, we have French name. Until one of Dolight, Dina can say Dolight yogurt by Dolaire yogurt. French name no French name pronounce so last words no. I was in the Mexico until
Yahoot.
Often Yahoot, until Dolight Yahoot, until Dolight Yahoot, until Dolaire yogurt and American for the amount. Until no go blue one I say yogurt in a friend of Yahoot, air French moon, until Dolaire Yahoot and American for the amount. Dolaire Yahoot, no, more, I need more. And I face a live soap that can save your life. Use it. McDan Shipping Company Limited, your total logistic partners, and a Petrosol, a delightful experience, and a day amount. Now, boy, Emmanuel Etienne to the amount. Men Sebre is an Sebre and so anyhow at the Madasani. There's no time for the busy bee. Yanko straightforward. Now, Kofimanu Ewaha. Odi come and walk about that. Yanko, we to comprendre français.
Je comprends MP.
Okay. Imota ne pas ne mota ne parle pas français.
Il ne comprend pas rien.
Imota ne parle pas français. Kokuchum ce n'est pas français.
Oui.
And then you find saying right at the bobo cra français. Kobiston. Tu comprends français? Kobe, Kobe, tous les mois, Kobe, et tu know, the rest of the name is here. The French kakra, and I go for blue, Eddie Giano. Kofi, be a come at ye.
Oh, be the D.
Yeah, come on. As a COVID-19, I'm watching them match.
The last time on the 29th.
Yeah.
At the 30th lockdown about me preview. Then first time I'm a preview. I'm about to meeting cramming to me, and I'm supposed to make a barbering shop. Now, but you to na de be chena ko da we are with 65 there the bibia she ohwene na hwa mi chefie nkwa sanya wanka be ma
okay me so ma to barricade wa ha
zene wasi to barricade ni ntiri mbae no say ye be call lockdown no wa ye ne dada nti ma hu say ye mu wi amode we ya popa ha fine nti makwa koduru fie nyire be hu say akwa no amfa bi ama
wo bi enwa de ba ko emra na ye football we are safe na nyina emra kwa na Sunday buman we are safe na nyina yedwumadi edi emra ebatabata ho ye wo ethics a ye de bo adwuma bo ma na matwe sakoi minim se Ghana football mra no wahwemu na wakenkan ehu atiase ehu se na hyehye ne esie ko wo hwese na nyama esie ko na zin a hefa anase ato afum
wala tamu ni ho nti ma menchi a obibia na ye monitor say ansana mebe yebe lockdown me meki yibi say ketokreku the president were breach article 3 and 4 that na emienu like coronavirus no breaches no eko bebre da bia mehwe nwumanum no mehu foforo na sikasem kura ba ye na kire say breaches no ye hu no mo me monitor yanko yes status no 8 breaches remember ne tetokeke because time nim. Article 66 under expenses. The GFA shall bear the following expenses. A. Expenses stipulated in the budget as approved by Congress. B. Other expenses approved by the Congress and expenses that the Executive Council is entitled to incur within the scope of its authority. Then, all other expenses in keeping with the objectives pursued by the GFA. There hasn't been Ketokreku Congress yamfa budget anko for approval, but other one or spending.
Yamfa budget anko
for approval, but other one or spending.
What the kwenoma approval na yamfa.
Wamfa anko kura.
Okay.
Ntino, that is a serious breach. Na nya ewoma edine kura na say wako article 42. 42 paragraph 2. Ade, the remunerations of members of the Executive Council shall be proposed by an ad hoc compensation committee and approved by Congress. We so wanye nso ne ayete ane se be meeting a ne ba atwa sika ma be ho say allowances ba bia be ko nya approval be spend this sika no mreso e wo say ebusa be ntino financial breaches article 42(2) and article 66. Now the same financial breaches no yenko ubeti abo ye uni se be call Congress no audited accounts abede buy no Palmer can say nsem bi wo manye specially signature na correct no bia nim say adwuma bia shareholders here. Now the audited accounts but na signature na correct. Even we don't even discuss the account, we reject it. Oko assembly and our Congress, you either accept budget as a whole, you don't, or reject. You don't accept and ask for corrections. Now, but that is what they did, which is a complete breach of the audited accounts. Now, the audited accounts, no crani they say. Article 67 are the independent and external auditors appointed by the Congress shall audit on a yearly basis the management accounts of the GFA in accordance with the appropriate principles of accounting and present a report to Congress. The auditors shall be appointed for a period of 3 years and be internationally recognized entities. This mandate may be renewed. Then, the audited accounts shall be published in the national dailies in compliance with the Companies Act of Ghana. While as what is here published, your accounts will times any graphic. Thank you. That is another serious breach. Into Sechina, what is a GRA for Registrar General Abelokuya officer. It is because whilst it is stated in our status as a shano, we have refused to do that because the accounts was not good. Another breach. That is number 3. Then you go to Article 39K. Near the confusion about amount for binum beo your friend is protesting in Asempa. Unfortunately, the Executive Council for interpreted this small provision in a different way. Here can I say 39K. The Executive Council shall have the powers, following powers. K. Approve and issue regulations governing the conditions of participation. Say what the meaning abahada. Conditions of participation here, just eligibility criteria and answer for in and the staging of competitions organized by GFA. And until my clublands is called rounder. Wow, stadium on yeno. Now ya cruise say now until my kotoko a board of directors I am for my and those were the areas I will say Executive Council no. Reinforce and answer all your BB edishemu kina. This you emphasized in Article 72. 72 na sema okani. Under club licensing. The Executive Council shall issue regulations regarding a club licensing system governing the participation of clubs in the competitions of GFA in compliance with the minimum requirement of the club licensing system set up by CAF and FIFA. So even 39K, one tias yakura, 72 clear. Say a Juma, I was say executive council. Executive council has arrogated to themselves the power to be doing regulations for the organization and management of competition. It is a breach. It is wrong. And none of the choir abansana koye ni year protest bebre achi premier division for bayan wotwe first division for the Wakana bubruja na emse COVID-19 na aboayen kakra ebeye ayi ma yebehwe na yedi papa atuye ansana ya sase foforo. Then you go to article 45(2). Article 45(2) no are the technical directorate shall be headed by a technical director appointed by the executive council on the advice of the general secretary. Ukoti adia was say general secretary ne ye ne niama no recommendation de bebramo na mo appoint no mo set committee executive council members about 6 interview panel no so headed by the president. Ukoti bi why. Meanwhile, it is this same status near the Tuaba, Eyi Mubai. Intino, you are compelled and you are by all compulsion, I will say, we go by the dictates of the status. Now the time of COVID-19 by na emergency powers. One funny just like that too. Even though he's an executive president of Ghana, the commander-in-chief of Ghana Armed Forces, what he did was that he went back to Congress of Ghana, which is the parliament. Say, mommy, emergency powers, because I need to, from time to time, based on advice from the Minister of Health, do certain things. That's why Nanado has executive, and it was approved by Parliament. And until your country say Yenande, Yada, because Parliament, Amane, Executive Council of GFA, Bevedi, Maranabe Ndiso, Nyabepe, Nebeye. Na niameka 3 and 4 no. Who can 3 and 4 na? Obi Yoko interview president of Ghana Football Association. Ni Abusa said Tamimu resignation when you say where nobody works with nobody wins an election and works with his enemy. Discrimination. You are punishing somebody for his opinion. Until it is completely a breach of Article 3 and 4. Article 3 it talks about human rights. New York and the GFA is committed to respecting all internationally recognized human rights and shall strive to promote the protection of these rights. It is my right to have a different opinion.
I'm saying these are some of the very important laws. Called normalization.
Yes, that is it. Then Article 4, non-discrimination and equality. Are the discrimination of any kind against a country, private person, or group of people on account of race, skin color, ethnic, national or social origin, gender, disability, language, religion, political opinion, or any other opinion, weight, birth, or any other status, or for any other reason, is strictly prohibited and punishable by suspension or expulsion and or disciplinary measures. It is a president Okoko cancer same way. No we breach Article 3 and 4. Na say Bru boy me better han country say pacho. No we men pacho down to wa. Bru boy my the body. Intermediate the football fraternity, we should not allow people to look at us say yen die yete hono yemfa mra enye adwuma. That is not it. And let everybody ayebe toaba ama waba DFA so ehun say Ghana Football Association Eyekua amount for bedi besika at the clubs ne aformu ne ba for other people concerned body bi aka ho enti enya wo personal company ani a wo pe na wo ye enti media for now I have listed 8 amakai of these articles in our statutes. The president and the executive council are breaching, especially the Article 3 and 4, Article 42(2), the financial, the financial, they say breach, and Article 66. Now, me American say football fraternity, no, ben for time, ni ben read through this status, ni ben read say ni American meboa. na say ye kwari me so because all these breaches are impeachable offenses. It is not say obi na opese otan obi and say once we have voted you into power, you are the custodian of our status, and it is expected that you must be the first to respect the status. Ni America for now, we need time on the breaches.
Okay, it's breaches. And odiasi ono. Na me san hwe. FIFA sika o de bae. Sika no o kenkan krata na. FIFA se sika na kasa ko de bae no. Enyo no FIFA de football for.
Sika.
Ana odi bro on krata FIFA for de bae nim. But minim says okay, ese de ma football for.
Balas mpanyimfo be se abada ho a yentra ho nhwe makra ne emeka akwada anambwa se de bisika ma se fakoye kosida ne mankwada nam na se nkwada no komu kuba o nka se wuku akosida no kosida ne wie ne nkwada na wu a wo nkwada no himfo no beba bedada no nia ewom ne se FIFA from ne beginning no from there to 1999 ewo programs bebre a ode mai ye wo go programmer FIFA regulation about go project enoni ne FIFA ba again no be FIFA financial assistance program FAP but no so one regulation no sane be your friend say FIFA forward development program forward 1 otisika $5 million for every 4 years for every association. Now in October 2018, Osane enhance forward 1 or yen forward 2. Now this can be count yen 6 million. 6 million for 4 years, every year association you are entitled to 1 million. January you have 500,000. July you have 500,000. But between January and July there was said niema bi wo ha wa meeting wabo league wo technical director wo general secretary wo referees manager wa organize the courses for your friend is coaches wa organize the courses for your friend is referees women football now for league now we born operational cost in terms of referees payment officials travels in the nasa for no any friend operational cost and administrative cost. Then 4 years they amount 1 million every year. Now koka 2 million. Now we share regulation no more for 2 regulation time ni ho. O ka kire say 2 million wa association no trans. Now plan a project bi be beneficial to the association. Now sa propose an bra FIFA within that 4 years they will release that 2 million for you to be able to execute that project. COVID-19 by na FIFA hu say COVID-19 na ma activities ni bebre enkoso bio because football ye mo na ahohiahia so aba association no members no ho enti no what the FIFA etro no kana o ka kira wo say obi a wantimi access the last tranche of 2019 no ye be forward about 2020 one ka was say we 500 in January Maya ye de be brown. But July na was say we meet certain conditions and sana ye aba because of COVID-19 ye di ni nyina be ban tentem intino wo hwa wo balance 2019 abc neno means you are expecting about $1.5 million. Na FIFA de sa sika we me de bantem se be ya me de boaboa mo ho na sika na bedura wala se busa ho say operational cost no ni ohene say ekoso ye mobile untia referees ka unye social gathering eni ho until you cannot train or organize courses for referees women football coaches juvenile they say instructors and nasefo until no say sika na be ho what administrative costs e wo ho a obeyisu payment of salaries na salaries no ebe no nko abefa dodo sen enti no ni aka no it is only proper for you to consult with your members. Maybe this time yentimi hia FIFA kra now no o share penny eye odeba no or a video conference to gather they say opinions until we can gather opinions and agree say operational cost no any hobby even now nanado the mayentia water bill anambwa efe ubetua because of your consumption about 50 units in a month more than 50 units in a month ubetua your friend is half of it until there are some savings Young kwati a bible there they develop they say renovation bibi pram. Meanwhile, you are the same person. No more to nyum bebre I donate pram the ama abine some fine isolation center. Now that you have given pram to the government as an isolation center, this year you are not supposed to spend it there. The government will take care of it. Into their expenses now be pram.
Donation because associations not that training near their day.
Yeah.
The national team score campaign
even national team training in sa operational cost no now CAF yeni Sudan match ya postpone yenim da ye bebo yem free they say coach on run for scouting because yenim da ye bebo ball no kra enti sika no ewo ho clubs aba say yeni yeku a if there is no GFA wakodom FIFA emphasize can match Ghana government. What is a FIFA discover Ghana government that? Because there is an association. What's that way? The money is for the GFA. It's not for the clubs. Who is the GFA? And your clubs in any GFA. As if we said the executive council is the GFA. But on matters of financial issues, the executive council, you will not have that power to take that decision. Even though Article 78, MR power, say, your friend is for force majeure, you can take certain decisions. But it goes further to say, under Article 78, unforeseen contingencies and force majeure, statutes even Kurana Congress and by Mama Kobi, so him that. Until Yemen Mijitum, until Wakojitum, and never say this. The executive council shall have power to decide on all cases of force majeure, and financial cases. And force majeure, and on all matters not provided for in this status, such decisions to be made according to right and justice, taking into account the relevant regulations of FIFA and CAF. And so you don't just take any decisions anyhow. FIFA nankasana onya ediseno waba abeka say enam say ahokyere wo honti me disca no bantem ama wa yusu wa me club na be hokyere be no me ma bi now busa wo ho say FIFA on the 3rd of April or another regulations FIFA regulatory issues sani efre no version 1 hono can say because of COVID-19 in Asempa niema bebre besesa enti even while player who contract ebewu maybe by June ending no maningu suspended no because nobody knows when we will start until we start the season again no the contract will still run wow contract sign was starting be 1st July won't mean start that contract no until start until all these rules are there until I didn't man sika aba FIFA na who say ho kire all this aba we be so betro akọ ama FIFA say the at Congress and I say the consensus of say because the operational cost much of it cannot be expended clubs no ho akire won nti yemfa sika we nso ho ase no eno na edene no. Meanwhile, this is not the first time FH they say your friend is a clubs sika, especially Division 1 be officiating fee most of the time so yamfa fuller FA for half. Premier Division there was sponsorship on Maya they are allowed to take loans from the FA. Balls yedema even those days Ukraine near my boots bibia we unprecedented adia that has been happening. Now we will continue unprecedented from FIFA. Then you paint the picture as if you say, "Wo na odisika ache." Your friend is clubs no. Your clubs ni sika. It's multimedia. Shareholders say ebia. They say dividend diaba. Now for some reasons yentimi anya shareholders for na can say say dividend na afi yentimi nya say we agree. Yemfa to one yemfa we yade yes ane na managing director wonu wache obiska enti sama ya beke kano I don't know whether they think football people no ye near gene and answer be say, but from in now, let them understand say the association is not anybody's personal company. Association no they say yeah. Oko your friend is membership your friend is membership subscription TNU. Oko membership subscription article 68 A. And the annual subscription is pledged for the next 2 years after coming into force of these statutes. 5,000 for premier clubs, 2,500 for Division 1 clubs, and 1,000 for others, including the women's elite club. Inti nipa ni piano affiliation fee. Oye ni BBA. Oye member of the association. Sikaba FIFA kubata and the yemfa muabwa yehwa. Uba ye ni ye agree on something. And FIFA, once Congress takes a decision, it will be difficult, and with good reasons, it will be difficult for FIFA to say, ompene. And Wallace, the American said, no, we need to be beyond me one tofa at the appropriate time. You be near be a laboratory. So I say my back country clubs, and yard the Pascano, Benfa Quambisu, because say 500, January name Maya, and nobody but says it. And cherry another 500, so beba. Say Dr. Kofi Amuanoma and use year 500 2019 year kaina and also beba. Inti be hwe kwan bi so ne be nhia clubs no ne be decide say sikana ba ye de we beba ye de be bema. Meanwhile, the architects of the game are players. Clubs need to players neka. Inti si entia players neka e be den association atimi a flourish. Inti ne say ma clubs ni sika kakra ne be mfa nso basis basene nya wusika. If there is any suspension or any sanction by FIFA, it is not you as a person that will be sanctioned. It is the association that will be sanctioned. Yes, sanction, Seleruno. I am a man kwane onokrane say no nguso nyana adwuma. Seleruno for antima any Ghana for amebo because FIFA suspended. Inti no kuo no na ye kan ho asem enye individuals.
Okay, my own very interesting article be a Kenyan Football Federation for one more start to sumo very interesting.
Okay.
As to whether say yen continue league na say yen discontinue at this juncture.
Yeah.
But the normal enshrine into constitution into no ama I very simple hanum. What kind article 26 failure to complete league. The shame failure to complete league. Now Obama 261 also where the league formats due to circumstances of force majeure fails to be completed within the season, the league winner shall be determined as follows. 2611 or the about before each and every club has completed its first round fixture, the league shall be declared null and void. 612 also where all the clubs in the league have completed the first round fixture but less than 75% league games have been played, the table standing at the end of the first round shall be considered as the final table standing of the league.
Thank you.
When it has been enshrined
in their status.
Kenyan status. Into a manier simple cry, say force majeure. And the coronavirus, a force majeure.
Yes.
And about unforeseen circumstance. A near natural disaster. Intimate preventing.
Yeah.
Baby, if in one in baby, if he ever tour, then I'll be to sign. Winning Shisha, one more Eddie Abba. Ghana, it will be ho.
For now, so status him the MC Binim. But say and some of us as nipa wunyini no say walking kind like we are walking kind yenum bi yakare. That's why you said say even after approving this no yen trans na status no nka yenhwem ye because Dr. Kofi Amuanu be pre be ho ne be ye ama brofo kura be twetwero gum no we interpreting it differently na say for but obaye no that is not what we are doing. Meanwhile they are saying say oh, you need time. Intini my yemfa budget and I say yemfa proposal, yenti committee or allowances. Now, meanwhile, when you came, the first thing you did was that even though you don't have the mandate to, now status nature so you know on the 2nd of December where my regulations for Division 1. 18th of December where my regulations for Premier Division. Even disciplinary code where my for I wouldn't want to say now. allowances are Obama committee, no compensation committee, no other compensation committee. No. I propose to Congress approve and they won't yet. What type of life is this?
Okay, I still Asempa 94.7 FM. So go so Timola. One last question. Maybe sir.
You for the Mamenka be an more so near FIFA actual aba COVID-19 no or yeah COVID they say regulations be by are your friend regulatory issues or say then introduction na introduction no the last the fourth paragraph as a threshold issue, FIFA is not in the position to instruct member associations or make a determination on when football should recommence in each country or territory. The decision must be made by each member association on the advice of the relevant national public health authority. Health should always be the guiding principle for FIFA, its member associations and stakeholders when rendering decisions in this particular context. You know, whether to play or not, no, FIFA has given you this regulation, even though it's not forcing you, but he has directed that before you take a decision, you must consult, you must seek advice from your relevant national public health authorities. And health is the most important thing. Yet here, announce be yi sinichire ye twa league sinikeko. It was not the first match. It was not a national disaster. For 2 good seasons yentimi more league and yeah demotion and yeah promotion. This is the 3rd season. Yade kodia we ba. Do you have a choice? If ordinary senior obi be yi kire no etimi ma eja ball 2 seasons na yade a sani awokan wanya hoode na wie kura no wo yam niam na asai. Why when you mention enti amanfo je chinye na say clear cut o hwa abrofo na ni amatene say even White House aka say be researchers aka say Africa ni ama ye ngudodo no awia no ntia nti hwa obi a cancel league na o de call summer September now face so they are assuming say between now and September August ending no are there test of drugs and vaccines no ebia na ya adwuma until that time no ye benya aduro ye benya vaccines into ko park so we say won say efe ye Ghana ye decide say even ye able behind closed doors do we have the facilities to test players before, during and after the matches and officials and stadium owners and baba ye ho adwuma? Do we have that facility? Do we have the facility to make sure say fans no betima ahwe ball no e wo fie? We don't. And in taking a decision, luckily FIFA has advised us how to reason. It's a difficult thing. And wallace
FIFA impose on us
on
how to take decision.
Asem any ball near him.
Okay, I still Asempa 94.7 FM. Kofi Menu Blue wonderful. Okay, it be ano aje so keke. Ono ana mene na etwetwe nkomo e wa hanom na afi ye hwe a number of issues. Aka one last issue a between san hwe. Ba che no so am say betway e na hihya so kwatun san ba. Obese obeti a immortal mu ni beti mu no e be ka che say law 5 say don't be greedy. But law 1 say wo beti e dia na say wo disika o hwere a enkwa ho adwen e na fa e beti. Eno ne hihya ye kan for the amount. But I've always told you that betting is better than Sakawa. Sakawa be rituals. One high beer, one would have been say Kobe Nama, or the next Henebako, if you try Hakra, and no course, any rituals, and Matisa baby as you can for Yas and get to a Sakawa beer, anomaly rituals, a yinko for Yamuniama at the air, but betting the it's not say at the Papenti, a buying of gaming commission, so I take a betway, so more at the Mufua. Betway from paying for Elboam and Yamatia to 2 year the amount into live casino games, no betting a betty, and after bet games, the virtual sports, and nothing so she shall do Kebia, once a bit 100 daily cash prizes and amount for AGDBA, a maniama 18 quid the moment. So, vest www.betway.com.gh. Now, Mr. Veste Betway for Akachi, now for experience more than a sports betting and a bit and Saboma and Metia quid amount. When you're referring to found your betting, then where the other feeling will train out between more time, so much better expense. So, betting at Toya Padi, and also the kusu we trying to big we trying to be for ana we din be for na bet di wa ya ntia afa adwene kakra to ho e wose na niam esi ekoso ni obi anu asem chi nsu to enkoto bet isan se o bet ya e bet no we mu no hyehyɛ betia saboa e ma niam atia toto yi e diama ye ka no na menka nku asoboa wo ko woni ma hwese na mesi koso a education ade ba ko a say leading nipa to success na same time na say politicians no say education is the key to success but politicians na assistant lock no any key ni nyina ntie kita safo ande da na ye wuhye mu a ya na enhye but still na education ade ba ko betua san boa wo asetem se wan fan ko adwuma kura na unim nyansa automatically because osua de ebo ma utimi meki deductive reasoning wo hwese na mesiko so utimi kanyansa sem what say cogent argument. Thank you very much. Right, first class students, GNG, meaning a degree or you brutal to cogent argument. What I say, Jimmy, they cannot do cogent argument. Ubo school, but I'm funny a school no. I'm fine yajuma. What I say, cogent argument. Yeah. Right away idea pa inti cogent argument no free o cognitive ability nim what I say o wadwene mu so I say inti osua de aboa pa and inti ana education is secured convenient easy accessible enjoy learning Mr. modern that so do hu betia sa gym na aboa e ma niam tia ko edia ma e pa cho joy learning channel no e wo multi tv deke boss no so set me can be beboa and inti Mr. risk channel tv set no na ye ma assistant na ba any installer be e ben obia na fi find joy learning and access classroom lessons for SHS4 and after GHS students so betia sabo and after so lessons no online no betia sabo wolo app for no so wa obetia visit woloafrica.com na for ne penfo tia san hwetwen komo mesel subject be elective science business general arts register na subscribe now na for ne penfo hwetwen komo information bia 0264 790 970 0264 790 970 na for ne penfo hwetwen komo. Learning is brought to you by KNet and afi SES and afi Wulu and afi Joy Learning also keep learning madama one so techni pa and the Sportsnite jumedi ke see 18 bro Adom FM DSTV so o call air channel 883 on sabetian san kan afi Go TV channel 196 on sabetian san ka bi enei odo ani kire Tesano Police Training School a Mando o police ni mapa a je se o hwese na Mexico so a na se nei o DSTV nti guess no do na police for no ta be sra Mando Tesano Police Training School eno nam so ma Chief Superintendent Isaac Sokpa Chief Superintendent Isaac Sokpa ono so kwa buche ba na sentem self quarantine ho isolation mu ye bibia mei na pomodon sem da ye na mo tama na self quarantine mu no DSTV any Go TV bia na papa ehwe ana aboa ma ne matia kwa dia Chief Superintendent Isaac Sokpa ono so Tesano Police Training School panyipa no a che so mu na enei omo ehwe Adom TV ene hyehyɛ do de bre Adom FM so no Go TV ana afi so kwa no DSTV so na ensa de bi wo ho Black Rock Only Whiskey it's exactly on the dot. Black Rock Only Whiskey insane a blend of whiskey and I fear de oni and I say wo ayabu asumu do di asum the man say de rough case wo inviting aroma etwetwon am for kai salvet no fight to refrefrel Black Rock Only Whiskey insane a refrefrel but more than that song sabetian san ka be a more relaxing experience and I feel so kwano we are another quality product of Casa Proco Company Limited insane mo they say Black Rock Only Whiskey mane pe bruta maybe samano Dorin Ando e mighty to mamie kuamo eja e Pentecost ne to nchen no Black Rock Only Whiskey ofia obedwane Black Rock Only Whiskey same way de papa komodi anda son sabetian san ka be beboa e ma say ye kwankwanua ase na kwotan fuhia na sapuntu ne amatia kwede ma ne kura na wo self isolation na self quarantine mu no obetia sanya joy bi betia san boa Black Rock Only Whiskey san mo de say www.adomonline.com so local international business and then entertainment politics lifestyle and sports now pair so www.adomonline.com. Yeah, almost intriguing YouTube and also no would demand live streaming no Adom TV, Ghana's #1 television station. I mean, one dance them on Adom FM, Share FM programs in no. On Sabetia can podcast to Mr. Ubetian Sankos now also TV. Adomonline.com, audio, photo, video. A focus website na say open funia obenya upesinia obenya and afin so patrotron so abetin say breaking news no as and when it happens a tough fema breaking kind the amount news is anything that the people have not heard before what I say anything that is new and the ebro or send Mexico so TV station be dey ba kuna no mu yisa the news is defined as anything that the people have not heard before anything that the people have no knowledge of no and no ye dey bro dey bia e ma ho sene ma AC e koso won chicha wo egusu di mu download Adom Online app no e Android Play Store Store no so Apple App Store no so na connect with us. A new alert notification between saba na boa emanyama etia ko yedi ama wo mo na attach the mesel ye ka adomonline.com Ghana's most comprehensive news portal and I'm doing one dance here edi ama no coffee man blue wonderful eguso ofia no me man just some few minutes na all the yes clarification di ama my declaration fear say announce video no one of the useless interventions I see it now because of COVID-19 okra. Apart from that no rest in the Mexico so and the Supreme Court ebu asema wi ewo Supreme Court akachia wo assemblyman we mo wo kase nipa na ye kan no asema na edin ko Supreme Court no is na so tubro no sunti ubebu asema no fra na say ni city ewo sene nema esia course we ne some of the analysis media to tun sene nema Mexico go go ziantachi the bone of contention ewo announce arum ya video no and they woni FIFA 4 the highest body no etia dele amom de omosanche bibia amadeda CID fogu so nhihia betian saboma ne betian sakwedi amaye ene football enso COVID-19 egu so ku it is the time crampo say betian de sanche so kun etian sapem so and nas aremia video relevant at this time
walas me bonitew ni awoy mi awoy ntia the target is Kofi Manu na me I have never been gagged in my life for that say wo dia say me be hunahunam na ne wo say menka in the first place call the Constitution of Ghana, Article 19, even for criminal cases. Article 19.1, a person charged, that is even when the person has been charged with a criminal offense, shall be given a fair hearing within a reasonable time by a court. 2, a person charged with a criminal offense shall, be presumed to be innocent until he is proved or has pleaded guilty. This is basic, simple, common law. You don't need to go to law school and say one. And I see you listen we. Now if the general secretary trust say obia o appear wo sinimu no step aside and you the same as suspension. And mra wo say even in our football you can't suspend somebody for more than 6 months. Woman hearing. Woman and referring to any judicial body. After 6 months, you cannot try the person again, even in our normal lives. To the extent that even after 6 months, somebody like me may is a Mobianco Congress who appear. It is assumed say you have already punished the people for 2 years in you. Say, look at Sani, Yamana Kwejuma, Yimpianeka. Just recently, Mafo Obi, Asina, Ashena, Nanima, Otina Kunyaso. And Yan Yachan say more unity. The Nipa, more money hearing, more money she. Now, more treating this way. Yankodan, sorry, Nanwa. Be, a feni evidence a behiano, Ben Saka. Sorry. And you feni bebe refer matter to the ethics committee for investigation. Sebi, who will you do this? Obi like Sani, you have already dismissed him without giving him hearing. Afeni wa wanya evidence. After 2 years, now afeni wo be freno. But I can say the people who are sitting on the ethics committee, machia under. Because ye case be machia under. But me who said they are astute lawyers. But Akukura you went to a deputy director, Shrag. I don't think he said they will even worry themselves to investigate a matter when you have already punished the person without giving him hearing. No fair trial. Then actually, after 2 years, you want to try him. Again, we were all hauled to the CID headquarters. Approach for your investigation. I am on police inquiry bay for almost 2 years now. I feel me training. That be the Mbeko court. Say, you claim me so police for family. Yemfa then who the police investigating body no any everyone it is a more investigating na clear na police the quarter. What is the meaning one dey near befa and as a police clear now who can say who indict here one dey near befa again as we sit here like we said question FIFA your mother body has dealt with the matter question taking FIFA one man so workers we be free case no when you come home now no Tuesday you call court. Question you take you court. And no your government side. Question you take you court. You join case to 11th of May. Also what cause one money here one money bail, one money fee, one tea, na some cry, what suspended, say more will see football for 2 good years. Media after 6 months, I saw say, I have already been punished sufficiently. That is the law. So you cannot ask me, say, I don't have to be part of football. And now you cannot call me. And let me say, Kofi Manu Tinebe and Sana, Kofi Manu, remember, wo me to Abusumfie, minimum mra. But wo me to Mpanyimfie, minimum mra, from Krabrim, Papa Nene Kwa Himfie. Hokura ne benchro mra be di asema benchro but be di nyansa ne to ho quite apart from that me tra francophone country those days no yeche wa you serve your sentence until you prove say we are guilty but in Ghana say yeche wa it is onipa kro na or prosecute no ono ne so prove say we are guilty until the accused person no you innocent but you did not apply that law you where you sunny idea so and what jurisdiction now over sunny biwa over friend say over investigating it is as I know there say like you groups account sometime you fan to baller I don't know now what breachy status bebre na me kan dia na anas na nkasa no say no otimpie Canada Japan ni video na okwaje nkrofo e de say landa okobu nkotodwe patch ono Otimika Sabiu. Now, but let me tell them again. So, what is might be a video be already and papa and yet entrapment EBU. Yeah, they said the GFA elections before, during, and after. So, what is that? And again, Kaito Kreku, whoever is advising him, no, on one final because as I sit here, this is the decision from CAS, Temayu versus the GFA, where Dreams FC was involved. There are issues in this decision that has not been completed. And this I was starting now this animal way back. Now you're starting now say you're punchy, you're refer near. Don't say you're in Pabonio. Let me tell you, I'm telling you this thing today. What is sometime be a John Boy or Israel? Obi. A year fictitious document man call Israel. Victor Ahiambo, me no be whom that time. Let me draft paper, man. Me make it the reference to the various they say provisions in the FIFA regulations. 2 paragraphs with 3 lines each. And they call Israel. That time na Victor Ahiambo anya. Your friend say Ama Rene France John Boy. Bedi letter no kokoduru ho good letter head koduru 3rd day near return John Boy buyer onya akwa no call Rene that gave him the opportunity to be regular national team because he was playing perfectly and regularly France Israel ka hwana be frɛ no nipa yes and we know and the person America say he knows that meaning nipa kro de no call and he knows the head because Nana be your friend Nana Yeboa he almost went to the police station to report to say well we are a player. And now better how I say and anas and say one just animal because in 7 years also what didn't happen at Gaka? Masa one just animal
Gaka didn't see it.
Masa yen ruho evidruho.
Okay. I don't go bitters in same way de Mr. Oma me programmer send me very useless text messages no I mean me ya nti ene madam be church de bitintin am say we teacher ni o syllable wa prepare the chira de no I cannot say me fi isan say ni ma kenkan ti me ba metin a chira de asen o da bi enye no kre nti adwuma say mama send me useless text messages cry useless ones useless text messages so mama fasa useless text messages ni because menya ho adaje say me ka say me nya adaje menya ho adaje useless text messages mo ya mama famre me hanya sa menya ho adaje pa me mo adaje o me wadaje say presenter bia Ghana me sa o airtime so more ani me pese me die bia metun ade aye ti me srew I friend say me I friend a beverage sponsor no na a friend say it was exactly 8 o'clock on the dot studio time me na a friend say me 5 minutes na me na 8 I could do 8:05 nti mo send me useless text messages hanom why enim ne ye bia wa ha I say oko hospital na say doctor treat you yare a o we operation won ka say ontwa won fanfa ha nti mo respect ye say adwuma ne yesua aya ne ye ne dia boa ma ne metia sa kwa dia ma man. Those useless text messages at appropriate time when I get time I'll deal with them. I don't go bitters in same way de say de ba kono no Minum sa dia boa. Na my head go ve. Adonko bitters, the finest authentic bitters, made from the finest selected roots and herbs, brewed traditionally, prepared to perfection. Me pacho Adonko bitters, you can't sana ho asema, a drink of the moment and at the moment. Adonko bitters, a real bitters for real people. Obe share kobi mona so ma broa. Saying Eddie Omukwechiri pa. So Adonko bitters is suitable for many daho. Na you're paying for saying to him wow, and I feel so unim roofing with chair and also eating some baba no ma fadwene kakraton nyame adoma ochina kwa for fie da ho ntino eni Adonko bitters ye da mufua no anse etwetwa bi na eboa ema niam etin kokoyi edema edwumadi a ye gusu edi no na me so yusu yi no na Ufumenu wase sawa ni amani na.
Debi aho.
Wase sawa yo.
Akobi
kwa na.
Na pese mi mu ebabi ma me buya ho.
Itiro emsen komona no mabo no. Ochina holiday na me adoma e be sene ma besi akọ.
Wala so we dey say. Tew. Ba ye be ba na ya domu su kopa. Amani pa mu say ye ni abre.
Be se da nyadaje ya bibim.
O kan to kwa de na wo be kiri wo.
Mo so any fact no. Mom fa ema edwumadi so mom fa perfect no any figures na betian sabua ema
na players ya fa wan sesa wondiri gozanam nyina wo ho ye wie sa case no
sa
na binum kura ya mfa bi mfiri baby nko Israel players ya kwa ya sesa bediri enim masa ai wonja sansam no me yempe baby ntino
ya sesa sa players no
ai
for na ya sesa sa
abutia bia ni mowura
sa
Mira me kana maka.
Aguto bia ni mnura ho.
Masa. So bi dada o ma wo ye bibia. Ese wo hwe. Be sa tentiri ho tare woto a. Enya de se uhuru traja, especially ja edere. Anya.
Okay. Enti writer, you na fire video kama na fi bia go so kama. Yes I see there. Na say madam fu bi odi ni birthday ne. Aha, na odu safo, na odu safo. Nana odu safo na birthday ana nenso odu safo birthday ne
odu safo I mean wishing birthday on executive council member until we do birthday won kan kire even though me have birthday there I am indi but at least me wish you
okay
Sibosro Kompanko happy birthday
okay you know if nana odu safo birthday ne so no ne ekona ayongo mensa na ayongo mensa nkani ba no tesa no anotie M clan ochiame kofi adwumaku awo kokomemra no eho anana ayongo mensa oye na dwuma na ene na o birthday we show the sweetest birthday this evening baby awo bia dandan ho na fadi o birthday na dandan ho M clan production o ya de pa o na we friends high sense video ni adade na wo TV so na o mo na twa ni na M clan o mo so ebo ho modern ahwaboa e ma niam atia kwenti na ayongo mensa a wote tesano o ya dwuma M clan o chiame kofi company ho no fantastic birthday evening enkoma baby bia o bia tino amfa we improperly emfama birthday fo a o mo edi o mo birthday no nti enko Nana Odro Safo Sibosro Consult fantastic birthday evening come on. And afina ayongo mensa also M clan fantastic evening and come out our birthday mu. Okay, imota nti yedisi a ho na and Faber said 3,000 calls via more. In what I only own, yeah, ready. Production movie you 03022165545 03022165546. Ubeting about hello 03022165545 03022165546. Ubeting about that briefly. Me for about 3,000 calls be and sana masoyo so. Ewa hanum kokuchum. Ewa hanum kokudie. Me to so anama soyo. We brutality. Hello.
Wale.
Hey.
Wale.
Hey.
Who's that program now? You know what I say? A authentic program now. You know what I say? So far interviews. Why you are Ghana? My come say. So you are Tony planning. I want to check my way so the whole Ghana. Now my was now who will answer. One can say go for anymore. The was soon. Oh, I know now. Minya. Check. Must you so much and must you go on. Some will be sending contact in the more. Voilà. In your Ghana. And some point. Who's your program? Oh, yeah. No, we Kofi Manu back to the Kofi Manu Kasa or Kasa facts and figures. What has Okotio?
I'll find Kratano one after the other. Yes, okay, definitely more Mamon Kratano offer. No, I
don't know. And Sabio, what shall now be boy, young, not so near. What's on the cruiser? Oh, you're sorry, not Nasa Dobby or Ghana. Let's have you all be there, Nina and Sophia. And so that they are not by Yen. And on our second football, it's what they are there. In the cinema, wow, I'm a name. When we need election, not would be near senator can take to Keku. Bisamu say, I deal ya all year, no. President Ben, I was certain. The Bisamu say, one casa, what to me at top player. I know what they are, what can you do? Good remains and again for trouble. I'm a media, I don't make me say, what trouble my cat own name. Because,
Debbie, hello, Bachoni. Yeah, Bachoni. Everyone saying, Apia Mono so why? You be able to.
I'm interview come up. Now, me kind of tama or no, or but we not need anything. Or Bob and the episode this interview in the Saba.
Okay.
And hard work no more fine and luck, and I went and I'm going to win the video show.
Okay.
Yeah, part two for no star.
Mate,
that's the power.
Mate, you. We so I'm coming on bonnet. Hello.
What?
Yeah, but when you Ibrahim Dama.
What?
Young Quay.
Yes, we are and you. Now, I'll compare me Brahma on his your movement. Tell me, you know about so you good. You say you know my mind. I say you one. The program now. The empire me Brahma on the camp. You have to more position to be there. Nancy said that. The leaders know what I did. How many now? You can't say you good. Or in your position to pay. No assistant. The wall of the the one you started to say you. Directing any focus at home. I dream of Kita. You have to elbow by my. That's my power.
Martin Smith, I say bye bye. And hello.
Reno.
Yes, sir.
Good evening.
Yeah, evening.
So that can come on my God.
Okay, me that's it.
Yeah. The other country only Kofi interview, no. Why are they and Kofi the customer no? O Koti, then you can offer or mine and catano. Now I can't say no. O monitoring and also monitoring and can't say be a cake. In the best rest, as a more mutino, it is already or honey headquarters. And the normal bacana, ever fat, no channel, almost to Basani after it. Until you are there about Tabano, or no sooner quoted Senium ran eka. No one panepe and monitoring as a monitoring and counting who they are entering. You can see a dinner so I can't say more, or more much how many about Tabano. The best rest of Monsona emphasize also. Not all more reply there, or more pass our corners of a reply. Maybe see another into a better person.
Martin, that's yes, ever last one. Hello.
That all I'm telling me because you are too bad. No, be a cat. I call you too.
Hello.
I will send you a bidding. Well, I'm about to enter myself. I
get him, but Mr.
No one lose no matter my election. Also, to a man and they say, yeah, can say, what could throw paper? I'm a buy say, your mouse cat, your fabric cat. Yeah, can say, FIFA. I'm a $500,000, almost something billion old Ghana city. I know they all say, can't see anyone for so, okay? Obey Mr. Kofi Annan, $1 million. And also this kind of pay. And also your counseling sponsors. Never may blast idea. It's just like from a bench. What did the member say? It got me about terms for a program. And then you degree after doctors. And then you your peer with the Coba. And say almost so. I'm a committee member. I am go as Ghana. Every month for some the best excellency. Another Kufuad only at Ghana. Thank you for it. How much one will say? I'm more about the Buyan. Now, you don't touch him for years. One year. It's a contract $10 million for 10 years. So $80 million. Now we buy it. Also, my 5 years. 5 years on the miles. So what's my $5 million? Proton Sports at the Odia. That can say, we never got that there. No, opening when I can know. So, I have as a JFA person, walk school, Macamese in Africa, and be school, yeah, and some fun, and nobody did. Now, school and can call your answer. It tells me that the common sense away. We are penning your trouble, not 1 year. Take your blood boom. The Kenya, why you come? So, this is the wife, I was watching.
Hello.
Hello, bro.
Yeah, but when you.
But you money taxi driver.
You might inquire.
Yango point down no yoke. Bibi I will pray over pen to create a brain. Na Bibi Mano, Ghana particular. Omuya Muslim Kwale Muadie. Just because I won't pepper ye and yadie. Now, who are Colano can, Yakate Muadie. Oh, now, this is any Mosomo, and I will be the right question. Na Nkayana Canadian. You do, need your movie qua Yango point out.
Martin made us say, but we haven't seen and our last one also. Okay, for last one. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Wale.
Yeah.
I'm sure Papa.
Made us say.
Adam Idris with the Auto Sankrugia.
Oh, okay.
Enter your window where they are. Munta Hopper. I have a pap coffee menu. Or to this or Casa or Kanya Onim. And yes. Or can work or could to figure natural. When I wish no busy, meaning I can't calling in actually. Mestre be in the home a battle bed in Paris. Over 12 and see an assembly, someone was who quite a woman. Ah, Minia, before what I'm saying. I got to cry in a depot. In a month for ye in my bassa, can you soon yet? But be quite fair working. While the young point shout, the home by.
Me da say ye de besia na madam asibio say muti Asempa 94.7 FM so immortal kwa meja kwa champion oyire mu kakra ba afi no aba ura Isaac Tete TT Brothers nyame adoma ye ba be hwe na ya bo ama company net me tumpon TT Brothers immortal ne products ye den product be no o say o me ba sports night product be Pamalat Pure Joy ho na osawo multifruiter yeah TT Brothers Mr. Isaac Tete
we dey akotin ya House of Oak mu nsu ye pa
ti o sin product here dey
food multifruiter or sans energy drinking so a lot of boy ba ku bi na onom no o say ko una we say ID no
or Slava vodka now okay Slava vodka
yes
nina
ba ku na o sa malt
o sa malt tea malt
and also the be see o table so TV no na si wanim
anke tea malt
nti we serve ba ku bia na oboba
malt ni mo dey say
we serve ba ku bia
oh you brutal
say answer o TV so
say o TV
yes serve ba ku bia na oboba
say na go for dey say
so I don't go I don't go
there sanitizer say the see her come
na ne wan say that program no so no
I don't go understand that so
I don't go with it
the move into Uncle TT Brothers fantastic evening and as mama and so the twemu yenko na yemese na nyama esia koso imbo ta me kan shema na this